What's going on, guys? I'm Landon from Shoewear, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at the newly released Jordan Westbrook Why Not 04 Upbringing.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
So before we hit on the actual shoe, let's go over the box and the price. So it's a pretty standard white box here with the Westbrook logo covering it in gold, but I do like it. You know, it's simple. They didn't have to do anything fancy like have it open from the other side or even open up from the middle like we've seen with some recent Jordan releases like the Retro 11 Jubilees or the Air Jordan 35s. But, you know, the white and gold combo, super clean. But for pricing, the retail on these is $130. That's what I got this pair for, and I would expect most new colors for this model to follow suit with that. But now that we've covered some of the basics, let's move on to the shoe. All right, so looking at the appearance, you do need to know a little bit of background info on Russell's upbringing to understand this upbringing colorway. So I always pride Westbrook at being one of the best players in the NBA, at, you know, giving back to the community and, you know, just doing everything he does on and off the court with a passion. So this specific colorway pays homage to Westbrook's youth and growing up in LA, where he even played at his college, some of his college ball at UCLA. And, you know, it brings attention to the moments, the places, and teams that shape who we become as athletes and as individuals. And that's what the colorway is meant to inspire. Now, I'll give you a few things that stood out to me. So something cool about the Jordan brand is that since it's Westbrook's fourth signature shoe with Jordan, there is a cement print on the bottom of the or on the back of the right heel, which I thought was a pretty cool feature. And these do have a heel tab on them, which just doesn't really matter, but some shoes use them, some have gone away from it. But it definitely works on these though, because they striped it and it looks super clean. But also, if you're looking for where Westbrook's logo appears at on this shoe, I definitely lost track counting them, because you can find the logo on the tongue, of course, then you can find it near the bottom on the laces here, you can find it on the side meshed in with dots, you can find it on the back on the heel tab, just everywhere. But my favorite feature on this shoe would have to be the animal print on this right shoe. Either that or the UCLA color scheme behind it. That's, you know, it could be a stretch for some people to go for this colorway, but, you know, I think it's less intimidating in hand, and they do look pretty clean on the court. But, you know, if you don't like this colorway, just keep in mind that there will be a lot more releasing soon, you know, if you don't like, love, or just feel these at all. All right, so now let's talk a little bit more about how these hold up from a performance aspect, you know, looking at the materials, the comfort, and the traction and stuff. So first I want to talk about the comfort with these. I had seen some mixed reviews about the Westbrooks line, you know, switching up to a different cushion setup, going with the double stacked instead of like an unlocked setup that they've had on some of the previous models. And this could just be me. Well, I mean, not only me, because I have seen some that agreed, but I think that these are extremely comfortable to play in, even for break-in time. So the difference is that you do lack a little bit of that immediate cushion, that feel, but the double stack setup is pretty good for stability as well. But for sizing, I would argue true to size on these, especially for narrow-footed people, because that's what I went with, and I had way more room in the end of my toe, you know, more than I expected for sure. But moving on to traction, these do have a relatively firm feel on the bottom, but I still wouldn't be quick to use these outdoor, because I shot around in them for about half an hour, and I was already seeing the wear on the bottom. It became semi-noticeable by the end. But these do have a pretty unique traction pattern on the bottom, and they held up great in all types of directional cuts. And to finish up with the materials, with Westbrook models, aside from the one, there's always going to be a bunch of materials in play, like canvas, mesh, leather, just different stuff like that. But what really stuck out to me is that there is a piece of like black material to the left, that left of the laces, that kind of felt weird to look at, and it does have a purpose, kind of holding the bottom shoelace in there together, but it's a little bit extra and it didn't really need to happen. But overall, it looks like they took the Westbrook 2 model and the 3 a little bit, and this was the result of it, because this does look closer to the second model than the third structurally, I feel like. But I do feel that this is the best of both shoes from a material standpoint, which is of course what you would hope to have happen with the newest shoe model. All right, that pretty much wraps up our unboxing and performance review for the Westbrook Why Not 4 Why not? 0.4 Upbringing. As always, thanks for taking time to watch. Be sure to click the link in our bio, and from there you can find our shoes that are available for sale on our website. You can find our social media to stay informed on upcoming sneaker releases and stuff like that, and so much more. And always feel free to leave a comment below, or just on any other shoes that you want us to check out, or just let us know how we're doing. But that's all we have time for right now, or that's all we have for you. But until next review, I'm Landon from Shoewear. Peace.